Parenting, invented when the base god progenerated all living things in the universe, becoming the eternal father figure to all of us. Throughout history, there have been many different parental styles. The Spartans leaving their children in the wilderness to fend for themselves until adolescence. The Zulu leaving their children in the wilderness to fend for themselves until adolescence. The Mongols leaving their children in the wilderness to Okay, there was one parenting style until like the 1950s when war was finished forever and people actually now had the time to spend with their children. Since then, people have spent entire careers devising ways to properly build functioning members of society. And I imagine the reason you're here is because you have a little one of your own, or are thinking about becoming a parent, and you want to know the optimal strategy for raising them to be happy and successful. I mean, who else would be watching this? My analytics clearly say that the only people who watch my channel are mature and responsible adults. As well-meaning, industrious adults, I'm certain you've already spent some time looking into how to be a good parent, and I'm sure all you found was shit like the Wikipedia page on parenting, which contains high-level insights such as this excerpt that reads, "A parent or surrogate with good parenting skills may be referred to as a good parent." If you'd rather not waste your time with inane nonsense and bullshit and would rather waste your time with high-level professional wisdom, well then you're in the right place. But misinformed, I hear you say. I know you've never once lied to me in the past, but why should I trust that you know anything about parenting? While it's true that I don't have a child of my own, how could I? Supercell, remember? I am the proud owner of a Discord server, link in the description, within which there are a few notable people who have non-consensually referred to me as daddy. So that combined with the fact that I've kept that dumpster fire for almost 2 years without deleting it or myself, I think makes me a pretty damn good parent. Having a child is a big commitment, and the first hurdle one must cross is determining if they know that they're ready for that massive responsibility. And the truth is, you won't ever know if you're 100% ready. Unless you practice. You need to get yourself a practice baby. And I don't mean a doll or a cat or a corpse or something. I mean an actual, for real, living proto-human. Sure, you could reach out to an orphanage, try to get one of theirs, but they have like aptitude tests and criminal record checks, and you gotta pay like 10 grand per child. There's no need to go through all that. Go to your local hospital, navigate the floor plan designed by a schizophrenic high on Adderall until you find the baby room, and then just pick your favorite and be on your way. They're just out in the open, free to a good home. Spend some quality time with the practice baby. If within the first few months you can teach it a few life skills and you manage to prevent it from at any point being on fire or addicted to opioids, I would say you're ready. Return that baby to the hospital, collect your reward for locating a lost child, and prepare for the arrival of your own seed. Your influences on your child begin well before they truly arrive. Your diet and general physical health has direct impact on your gametes. Your sperm or egg cells directly take on the properties of the food you eat.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'll give you an example. Scottish people eat haggis.
Okay, damn, you're right.
The way in which your child is conceived matters a lot as well. Here's a fact I just made up. Children conceived while their parents are partaking in some kind of BDSM are 20 times more likely to become serial killers. Conversely, a child conceived while in missionary is likely to end up as a boring, self-righteous piece of shit. And if you're absolutely losing it and you hit your lady love with what is colloquially known as the fortnight, well, your kid's gonna have some problems. I don't know why you would willingly do that to your child. man, fuck a zodiac sign. The best predictor of character traits is what position your parents were fucking in when they had you. Near immediately after conception is complete, the fetus begins to show signs of dissidence, attempting to kick, punch, and bite its way out of the womb. This is the first of many times the parents are going to have to show the child who's boss. Hopefully the mother has been keeping up with her Kegel exercises and can keep the baby in line, and the father can assist by shouting degrading epithets at the not quite real person through the vaginal canal. Eventually, the time will come when the fetus is too powerful to be contained within its flesh prison and will emerge into the real world. Now the real challenge begins. You gotta take this worthless, soft puddle of shit and mold it into a productive, good, maybe happy, but you know, we'll take what we can get, statue of shit. First thing you should do right out of the womb is attach some Rock Lee body weights to them. Gotta get them on that path to physical perfection early. Start with something light, something easy, you know, like 10 pounds on each limb, and up the weight as they become accustomed to it. Put those skills you learned with the practice baby to use here. Keep your child fed and watered until they're old enough to start mimicking what it means to have free will. Pretending to have free will means your child's gonna start acting in ways that are totally unacceptable. Generally at this stage, you want to reinforce positive behavior through some type of reward or congratulations, while calmly but sternly explaining why negative behaviors are in fact Negative. This method, however, is backwards from what it should be. Negative reinforcement is much more effective. If your child starts acting out in an unsightly manner, just fucking pepper spray them. And when they do something good, all they need is a light pat on the back and hit them with a "good job, champ," and then walk out of the room. Another piece of advice you'll see given to parents of children at this age is to kneel down when you're talking to them. It has been shown that children whose parents knelt down to eye level when speaking to them grow up to be more self-assured and confident. Don't do this. It instills in them the false notion that everyone deserves the freedom to express their feelings and to have their opinion heard, which we all know is just not true. Many factors go into whether or not you are allowed to have an opinion, and height is way up there, just behind how much you can squat. No one under 5'6" deserves to be heard, and it's important your child learn that early and often. Once your child has reached the point where they can actually partake in the world and, do things, it's time to do what every great parent does. Project your own dreams and insecurities on them. It's important to remember that your child is merely an extension of yourself and not in any way their own autonomous being. So it's perfectly acceptable to manipulate them into trying to accomplish things that you never could, and to project your own shortcomings and insecurities on them, see if they have any luck dealing with it. Your failures are their failures, and their failures are also their failures. If you're worried about your child developing some level of independence and free will, don't worry. Negative reinforcement works all the way up to adulthood. With these few simple techniques, by the time your child is ready to go out and take on the world themselves, they'll be an adult who's desperate for acceptance and attention and has a crippling fear of pepper. The perfect combination to put together a well-adjusted, high-functioning member of society. Which is good, because after your direct influence of the world ceases to be, your children are going to be what's left to exert your secondhand influence. And you don't want the legacy of your influence to be ineffective and shitty. Or honestly, you can skip this entire process and just have someone else do the parenting for you. A babysitter, a grandparent, a child you had earlier, a pack of vagrants wandering by your house. No offense, they'd probably do a way better job than you, so yeah, consider doing that. And now a word from some of my patrons. Agrippa de Rippa. Mom, if you're reading this, I need another $30. Eitz Kodal. If I wasn't such an incel, I'd parent my kids not to say the N-word. As a loyal disciple of Lil B, it is of holy word for all non-black people to not use a slur that doesn't belong to them. Thank you, based God. Hayek the Friedman. Parenting. If our moms and dads had been any good at it, then maybe we wouldn't have grown up into pathetic, insecure, stupid incels who spend half of our lives just wishing there was a chance at any of us having romantic success, and spend the other half watching stupid YouTube videos from Diet Drake over here, and giving them $5 so that the 30 people who watch the end credits can see some stupid shit we have to write. Also, while I'm here, I want to get on top of the next topic and start the shitstorm early. Can we acknowledge the ultimate tomboy GF as Samus Aran? She's a 6'3", 38-year-old blonde busty babe. She's the ultimate video game woman. And hey, if she likes filthy, talentless, unfunny simps, maybe one of us Misinformed fans would have a chance with her. But she's not going to be real until the base god returns to Earth and gives us the 8th wonder of the world that is Samus Aran. Hopefully that day will come soon. Thank you, based god. Christian Gay. Dr. Phil is a fat cunt. Connor, how hard can parenting be? You lay down fresh newspaper for them like once every few days. Remember to feed it. Seems easy to me. Magnum, never let the kids outnumber the parents. Horny alien guy. God, I'm an awful parent. All of my kids have found themselves in various types of drains. JK4023, my dad started watching softcore hentai with my brothers after the divorce. I was 10. Joshua, I don't know much about parenting, but I think if you throw on a DVD copy of Dweegans and Leprechauns on repeat, I'm sure the kids will turn out fine. Kilogallon, hey, all jokes aside, parents are the most important job on the planet. Without a mother and a father, your life is so much harder. Say thanks to the people who raised you, because without them, you wouldn't be here. Mayor Mike, best advice to being a parent: don't become a parent. Kura, I haven't the slightest clue about parenting, but so far as I can tell, my parents did a pretty okay job. I've never been arrested, I'm not a little bitch, and we still speak to each other regularly. Wholesome, hi, we cock, dick, ballin'.